question for you here. I know when we talked to you at this event last year, much different. You guys were feeling pretty slighted with that number 14 next to your name. I know you're up to number 7, but just, thoughts on your expectations from the outside looking in within this year's poll.
One thing my mom always told me, if you're not number 1, then you're last. So that 7 to me is just like that 14. So looking at that, fuel to the fire for us. We're going to see it every day on the screen back at the facility, and we know what we got to do to prove everybody wrong. Take that same formula that we did last year and just add a few more ingredients to it, and it will be all right this year.
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I know you guys used 14 as such motivation in everything you did last year. It seems that even though the number is still a little higher, I think you still feel a little undervalued in that aspect.
Yeah, everybody in West Virginia University feel disrespected by that number 7. I mean, it's an okay jump for 14 to 7, but that's not something that we're looking for. Like I said, if we're not first place, then we're pretty much last, and so that's how we got to look at it going into this season, that we're in last place and we got something to prove to get to that first place spot.
Undervalued is something that Coach Brown has really said here today, talking about the way he feels about how all of you guys are being portrayed this year, not earning a spot on the Big 12 team or even just getting that recognition. Is that also something that you use as motivation, or is that something you even pay attention to, or just from a personal aspect, how do you view those types of things in the preseason?
I've seen a couple of the preseason things on social media. I probably like it just to show the people that I see what y'all saying about us or what you're saying about me, but I want to interact with somebody and go back and forth with them. I think everybody should add that as a fuel to the fire. If you feel like you deserve to be in a much higher spot, obviously you got to go do something about it, and you got 2 choices, proving right or proving wrong, and I think that's something we got to look forward to this year, is either proving right that what they said is true about us, or proving wrong that what they said is not true. So I think just going into the season, if we just focus on what we got to and prove everybody wrong, we'll be all right.
You guys got to look today at not only the Microsoft tablets, but EA, the college football game. Just your thoughts on those 2 things that are going to be introduced this year.
So we had them in a bowl game last year, and it was a great advantage for us. Just going back to the sideline and you can go over the play, like you can actually see it. It's much different than having a marker on the board, and that's going to be easier for our coaches to see also. And then just something for players like to recognize if that same formation come up again in the game, then we can be alert of what's about to happen. So I think that's just going to take advantage for every team to use those paths and everything, just to see what offense is doing for us as a defense, and just to see what the defense is doing for our offense.
How about the video game?
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited for the video game. I see my overall. I'm happy about it. The guy right next to me not happy about it. But I'm excited for the video game. I was playing a game earlier where I was watching them play, and one person I can say, Trey Lathan, he stood out on the game. They definitely put some steroids to him or something, because he's not that big. Like, there's no way Trey that big. But he was making some plays on the game. But I'm excited for it. I'm looking forward to it.
Who do you think would be on this team if you guys were to get together and play? Who do you think would be coming out on top?
Oh, out of me and Trey?
No, just the team in general.
Our team, right?
Yeah, like anybody, if you would compete with them within the game.
Oh, probably not me, though. Probably not me. I'm going to just be honest. So I just got a PS5 this year, right before we came back for this July break. I just got a PS5, and only reason why I got it because I got tired of hearing everybody in the locker room talking about how much fun they was having on the game. And I used to just sit there and be like, what are y'all talking about? Like, what game is y'all playing? So I had to get a game just to feel the interaction. So I probably would lose, but I'll definitely get my best try, though.
So Aubrey Burks, not a gamer?
Not at all. But one thing I like to watch Netflix shows and stuff like that. One show that I just finished is called You're On There on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you go watching that.
Another technology question for you. Introduced this year is like the helmet communications. Neil was saying a little while ago, it's not really determined who on the defense will have that. Is that something you want to have in your helmet? And like, what are the, kind of responsibilities that go along with that?
I'm pretty sure I have the mic this year just because I know the defense pretty well. I'm a more vocal guy on our defense. And then we added a lot of new pieces in the secondary. So they might not be ready and comfortable yet to talk to the whole secondary as I am. A guy like Anthony Wilson, who also can have have the mic. But just trying to get everybody in a position before the play starts is just something I look forward to. Not a big task because I'm calm and collect out there, so I won't feel like there's any pressure on me. As long as I get my guys in the right position to get the job done, we'll be all right.
Is that kind of different hearing Jordan like right there in your helmet when he's 50 yards away?
Yeah. So I had it in the bowl game, and it's crazy because during the bowl game it was like mid-play, he was like, tell Marcus to go blitz. Tell him to go blitz. So, like, mid-play, I'm like, Marcus, go. He's saying go. Like, I'm telling him to go. So, it's actually a good thing, but I told Coach Leslie, like, when you tell me to play, cut the mic off because I don't want to hear nothing you're saying after that. I need to lock in and focus on what I got to do. But just having him in my ear is a great advantage for me just because he's the defensive coordinator. Like, he knows what he's talking about, and if he sees something that I don't see, then that's something helpful.
You had just kind of mentioned about being comfortable, obviously been in this defense for a while, and not just that, been a key player in this defense as well. Entering this year, does anything change for you from a leadership standpoint, or just what's that going to look like being that you have been here for so long and you continue to just be that consistent voice defensively?
First off, I want to give credit to Tyron Bradley. He's the guy who definitely stepped up and kind of took that more vocal leader role. I'm kind of the one like just follow my lead and hopefully I'll lead you in the right direction. The guy that gets us going is Tyron Bradley, so credit to him. That's one leader who stepped up. As far as me, I just hopefully you follow behind me and I lead you correctly. And so I'm gonna leave the vocal part to TV and I'm gonna take care of the rest.
Now, you just kind of talked about a guy who's made a jump, made some improvements. The guy sitting next to you here, Sean Martin, what do you think that the improvement is for him, the expectations heading into this season? Just what have you seen over the past few months from him?
Just his work in the weight room. I think that's a big transition for him. Just the things like we stayed together last night. He just told me some things that he want to look forward to this season and what he want to accomplish. And I told him it's right there ahead of you and it's meant for you to take. These past 2 years he had an okay season and he's ready to take that next step and make it a great season, which he can. Sean could be a great player and he has the potential to be a great player. And I feel like everything was show this year for him because of the work he put in this offseason.
Is there anyone else who is either a newcomer or maybe, a guy who's just kind of taking on an increased role? Is there anyone that you would say from that aspect that's really, stuck out to you in terms of improvement? Maybe just some guys to be on the lookout for this upcoming season?
Yeah, so Aiden Garza, he transferred from Duquesne University, and he didn't ask for to lead the corners, but it just kind of got that's the road that he got into. And so he's kind of taking on all the young corner that just came into the program or any transfers and kind of just leading that corner room because as a defense and a DB room, we all stay together. So safeties, corners, and the nickel position all stay together. But that's a lot of boys for me to just try to lead by myself. So I asked Aiden, can you step up and take this role? Even though he's only a junior and haven't been in our program for long, people still respect him because of the plays that he makes. So I think him just stepping up and leading them corners the best way he can is helpful for me and it's helpful for our defense.
One young guy I want to ask you about, Rodney Gallagher III. Going over playing a little bit of nickel in the spring. Just your kind of thoughts on him, and what have you seen out of him between the spring and summer on the defensive side of things?
It's pretty simple. Rod's an athlete. He can do both, and that's something he's not shying away from. He's willing to learn how to cover somebody and also take the time out of his day to learn our defense, to come study our defense, and even work on the position drills that we do. So credit to Rod. Just taking that step. Not too many people can play both sides in this college football level, and so if he can do it, then I'll be ready for it. And I believe he can do it. So I'm excited to see what he can do for us on defense and offense.
Another guy we heard a lot about in the spring, Josiah Trotter. Just what have you seen from him returning from that injury, and what kind of impact do you think that he could have, and what will be his first season?
So Trotter was supposed to make an impact for us last year, and everybody knows that in our facility. And Trotter just naturally is an all-out football player. He come from a football home. His dad was a Hall of Fame linebacker. His brother just got drafted to the same team that his dad played for. So football runs in his blood, and it shows. When he's on the field, he's about his work that day, and it shows. And if it ain't football, then Trot probably don't want to hear about it.
One last one for you here from me. I know last year we talked really big about the shadow boxing that you guys were into. Anything that the defense has been doing this offseason?
So now we moved on. Like I said, we moved on to the game. We're gamers now. I'm not a gamer, but the defense guys are gamers. Aiden Garnes, Tyron Bradley, T.J. Jackson, Trey Lathan. It's a couple, and they're into 2K, Call of Duty, games like that. And every morning before we lift, it's a big old argument about who wasn't stepping up last night on the game. TB actually screams on Twitch, so I just watch the stream. And you can, like, if one day I'll get a chance, go watch the stream when they're playing. You can see how, like, competitive they get outside of football on a video game that's not going to determine, life or death situation just for fun. So we've been pretty competitive at playing the video game right now.